Hey, what's up, team? It's Sherman from Boss Mod. Today we're talking about the ENFP, my strange cousin. Being an INFP, it feels a little weird, but I definitely understand where you guys are coming from. So let's talk a little bit about the four-member system first, in case you haven't seen any of the other videos. First, you have your hero. That's you, essentially. That's your best abilities, how you prefer to live life, and how you act in almost every situation. And then after that, you have the companion. Companion is your buddy that supports you and balances you out, rounds you out, and gives you growth and motivation. Both of you are level 30s or around there, and you work very well together. But there are two more members in the group. You have the Newbie. Newbie's a level 10. Newbie is the mirror opposite of the companion, and as the same race as you, it's easy to listen to, but it can cause you some problems, and he's a level 10. He's a newbie, so don't always listen to him. And then after that, you have the Escort. Escort is the mirror opposite of the hero, and it is AI. It's kind of buggy. It doesn't quite work how you want it to, and because it's the mirror opposite of your style, your hero style, it complicates things. Yeah, and it comes out when you have no more energy and you're just like drained completely. And that's when you get people like, oh, that wasn't me. I don't know what happened. It's usually when the escort is taking control of the group. So, as an ENFP, you lead with extroverted intuition, and you're always looking for different possibilities and ways to connect ideas and whatnot. And you want to absorb more information before you make decisions. So in RPG terms, you have the extroverted intuition function being a dwarf hunter or a gunslinger, if you want to shorten the name down. But dwarves are extroverts, elves are introverts. So you have this gunslinger that runs out, it's got a shotgun, and he wants to just chase new beasts, new experiences, new challenges, and just explore everything that he can not on a deep level, just on a broad level. Like if he's drawing up a map, if you have a map as a dwarf hunter, it's going to cover like a wide area, right? It's not going to have all the like different directions of the river flow and like the population movements. No, it's going to be like, yeah, I went here, it was pretty cool. I went over there, it was better, so I'm going to go back over there and explore a little bit more, and it just kind of goes out and out and out. Yeah, so dwarf hunters, you are very energetic usually. You just have this kind of desire to explore life and not put too much emphasis on like making a decision and going towards that direction, right? You just kind of leave it open, see what happens. So I got some spells over here that I wrote up. Flare, reveal what could be hidden. Exploring abstract ideas and possibilities eventually will show different ideas that were kind of hidden that people didn't really notice at the time. Evade, dodge and escape a situation while moving. Hunters are very open to alternatives, especially more interesting ones, and they don't want to be held back from exploring possibilities. If you are a dwarf hunter, then you understand what I'm saying here. But even me, like my companion is a dwarf hunter, so I fully understand that too. Just not, I guess, not quite to the same degree. Yeah, so if somebody wants you to commit to something, it causes you issues, because if you commit to one decision, This is just stereotypically, okay? But if you commit to one decision, then you're blocking out all these other paths and options, right? So it makes it difficult because you wanna stay open and ready, right? So that's what evade is. Let's see. Explosive rounds, AoE damage that engulfs the target and surrounding area. So hunters, especially dwarf hunters, think holistically and area of effect style. So they want to just combine everything around them into an idea and go from there. Rapid fire, quickly shoot many times. Ideas lack depth but fire off very quickly and often. Elf hunters would be looking deep into the underlying meaning of all the possibilities, right? By cutting away different false paths and options. But dwarf hunters are just exploring every idea that they can, that time and their brain allows them to. My dwarf hunter friend always says that his brain is just too fast. Like, he can't keep up with it, so nobody else can, I'm sure. Fragmentation rounds, load your gun with shrapnel rounds. Ideas connect and expand outward past the original target. So this is kind of like what the shotgun weapon does. It goes out in a cone. Similar thing, except if you look at something, then you connect it to ideas behind that, like from that, right? Through like intuitive leaps, abstract leaps. And then it just goes out and further away from the original idea. Jump shot, shoot the ground as you jump, launching you away. Just spice things up a little bit. Got to keep things fun. Let's see, last one, dust cloud, cover an area with dust. Hunters see things as ambiguous and often ignore specific, tangible details. So that's what intuition does, is it sees the original like sensory detail and then just kind of pushes that away and goes from there to other ideas and connections. And dust cloud just covers the whole area and helps you see things in that abstract, kind of vague way. You get the general silhouettes of everything that's going on, and you're not distracted by like, oh no, he's got a two-handed axe, he has a shield and sword. It doesn't matter, right? They're bad guys coming at you, so you gotta shoot them. Okay, so that's the hero, that's the dwarf hunter, that is your style, and it's pretty cool. And then to balance that, as an ENFP, you have the companion, which is an elf healer. The pre-made character is Findian, and he's all about authenticity and making sure you, in this case, as the hero, making sure you follow the correct path that you want to follow. So you're not going to do things just because other people want you to. That's basically what he does. So he gives, technically speaking, like introverted intuition is looking into all your past situations and taking the feelings from those. Okay, like how you felt about the situation and kind of putting that as an overlay onto new decisions to see how you would feel about this decision or how other individuals would feel about the decision based on your previous experiences. Okay. So yeah, it's very subjective. It's based on what happened to you. So it's very slow. You got to cipher through it, and yeah, no, it's just, that's what it is. Anyway, introverted feeling and extroverted intuition work really well to get you to understand how different people view situations. It gives you this very personable look to yourself, right? You always are curious about the stories behind each person and like how they got there and what they're thinking, where they're going, and stuff like that. Yeah, and that gives you a lot of your charisma as an ENFP and a little bit of mind reading, I suppose. So you work really well together, but you have the newbie in your group. Newbie is also a dwarf, so you kind of listen to him more easily than the elf healer companion that you have. And it can cause some problems because he's a newbie. He's level 10, right? So he's not quite as skilled. You haven't put as much time into leveling him up. And yeah, sometimes he just misses the mark. So a dwarf mage, this extroverted thinking that is your newbie, is all about looking out into the world, okay, into the environment, and using agreed upon empirical data and methods to reach a result. So like the scientific method and stuff like that is kind of the stereotypical dwarf mage approach to things. Step-by-step action. So you do something, you kind of assess, did I get the result? Did I get that achievement that I wanted? And if it's a yes, then you probably keep going. If it's a no, then maybe you take that step back and try again. And yeah, I mean, like a hero dwarf hunt or dwarf mage is going to have more skill behind what they're doing, right? But as it is your newbie, it causes some problems. And it's basically like a geomancer. So moves things around, carves models and stuff to get to where it wants to go. And for you, it comes out a lot as just take action. Thinking and feeling are both judging functions, so they want to make decisions. And yeah, it pushes you to just take any quick action and see what happens without introspecting. And that obviously can cause issues because if you are super skewed towards the extroverted side, then you don't have as much of that like introspecting in the introverted side, right? And it's the opposite with me. It causes problems when I don't explore out into the world. So yeah, I mean, do your best to use this dwarf mage when you can. Set up some cool like spell combinations and whatnot, but you need to listen to your companion, your elf healer, and that'll give you the motivation and the drive to do things based on what you know you should do, and not listen to other people, and just because it takes you a long time to make a decision. Hope that made sense. And now your escort is the mirror opposite of you, of your hero style. And so it's introverted sensing, or an elf warrior. Elf warriors are slow, methodical guardians, like tanks, sword and board, They like to practice heavily. They train hard before they interact with a situation. And that, I mean, you probably know that's not really your style, right? Like deep down, there's a part of you that's driving all of your actions towards, being really good at one thing as an aspirational function, like your last function, your fourth function, does have that slow, tangible world drive to it. But you just spend so much time looking at all the other abstract possibilities that it causes you issues. So when you have to make a decision, like you can probably feel like the cave walls closing in a little bit. Because if you make one decision, if you look at the tangible realities of your past, like what really happened, then you start like not being able to take all the other possibilities, and maybe you panic a little bit and you kind of sweat the small stuff and you start worrying about like all the little details of the situation, and that's just not how you prefer to live in the world, right? So you're not very good at it, and it just stresses you out. I know my ENFP friend, and I know this about other ENFPs too, but when he gets stressed out, he actually has like physical ailments. Like his stomach will just get really upset. He can't eat for like a whole day, just like feels awful in every way. And that's your guardian, your introverted sensing, trying to take control of the situation. So when you get into that situation, you need to connect to the nearest dwarf possible, okay? And in your group, it would be extroverted thinking, the dwarf mage is your newbie, right? So just start taking actions, and it'll put you back into your extroverted intuition mindset and way of life. And it'll just get rid of a lot of that stress. The worst thing you can do, I think, there is to just keep sweating that small stuff and worrying about all the things that have happened in the past. And, you know, it's just not good for you, not for your style. It works for other people, but not the best for you. You know, when you put time into it and you start leveling up and letting the guardian and the geomancer, your escort and newbie, come out and play, that's good, but not during important decisions. So put it all together. ENFPs are, you know, very creative, innovative, abstract language, right? You always try to get the gist of things and, you know, the possibilities, maybes. And you balance that with introverted feeling. Introverted feeling gives you that deeper personal drive and that sense of knowing what you should do and what's right for you. And it helps you connect with other people in that really straight to the core kind of way. Makes you really idealistic, usually optimistic too. And that's good. That's, I think, your best state is combining those two. But, you know, you have other ways of looking at stuff too, and that's going into your newbie, okay, your tertiary function. Extroverted thinking is going to give you just quick action, and you can see the results, and don't really need to care about feelings and emotions and health bars. It's just do damage, move stuff around, and see how it works. And last, your inferior function or aspirational function, the escort, is introverted sensing, and in a good way, it could give you a lot of grounding to the real world instead of just flying off all over the place. But it does, I mean, it'll cause you issues if you don't level it up. And, you know, maybe in your 30s and 40s, you'll start getting a better hang of it. Or you can just keep working on it and see what happens. But just keep it in mind that it will cause you issues. The tangible, small, little details will cause you issues in life. But eventually, when you get a hang of it, everything will be a lot better. And you can use that to explore more possibilities, and to also ground you, to make sure that you have good quality routines that get you to where you want to go. All right, well, that was the ENFP video. It was a little ranty, sorry about that. If you have any questions, comments, want to talk, right below in the comments, or visit the website and you can contact me through there. All right, good luck, have fun, see you.